You might recognize the term float glass from windows and mirrors around your home, but have you ever wondered how it's made? This revolutionary process, developed in the 1950s, changed the glass industry forever. Float glass is known for its smooth, flawless surface and is used in everything from skyscrapers to smartphones. If you're curious about how molten glass transforms into the panes you see every day, today's video will walk you through the fascinating process on a large scale. Step 1. Batch preparation. You see, the journey of float glass all starts with careful preparation of the raw materials, a very critical step known as batch preparation. Silica sand is the basic ingredient and easily available abundant material that forms the backbone of glass. This sand will be finely ground to ensure it melts evenly. Then there's the soda ash. May sound like something that belongs in your baked goods, but in this context, it decreases the melting point of silica and hence makes the whole process more energy efficient. Limestone and dolomite are added to this mix. They would be the spices in our recipe, sort of giving strength or durability to the glass. They guarantee that the end product will not only be transparent, but also firm enough to bear the daily tear and wear. Now, of course, we have the secret ingredients, small partials of different additives. These may include things like alumina to improve durability or colorants to tint the glass a specific color. All these additives are carefully metered into the mix to attain the right set of properties in the final glass. Once all these ingredients have been weighed, they will be thoroughly mixed in their exact proportions to form a homogeneous batch. Step 2. Melting. The phase following the mixing of all the raw materials is the melting of the mixed raw materials. This takes place in a big, powerful furnace. The heating is done to around 1700 degrees Celsius or 3090 degrees Fahrenheit, more than 3 times hotter than the lava from a volcano. The mix of sand, soda ash, limestone, dolomite, and other ingredients melt under high temperatures like a thick, bubbling liquid. This liquid is the molten glass. Again, the furnace itself is a highly sophisticated equipment. It's made to withstand these kinds of temperatures and to hold the heat constant so that the glass melts evenly. This all takes a lot of energy because melting these materials requires a lot of heat. Huge amounts of natural gas or other fuels are used to keep the surface running around the clock. Ingredients melt together inside the furnace to form a smooth, consistent liquid. This molten glass is so scorchingly hot and dangerous to manipulate directly that it is, accordingly, carefully contained and controlled by the furnace. Once the materials have completely melted and merged to form one liquid, this liquid flows with ease from the furnace and is routed into the next process where it is formed and cooled. Step 3. Float bath. Now, at this stage comes all the magic that gives the glass its perfect flat shape. Molten glass flows out from the furnace and pours onto a pool of molten tin. That is because tin, being heavier than glass, remains liquid at a high temperature and does not mix with the glass. If one imagines pouring a thick syrup onto a smooth, flat surface, it spreads out evenly, forming almost a thin layer. Something similar happens here, too. As the molten glass is poured into the tin bath, it spreads and floats on the surface of the tin. This happens at a temperature of about 1000 degrees Celsius or 1832 degrees Fahrenheit, whereby the glass is still soft and pliable. The molten tin provides a perfectly smooth base, which allows the glass to flatten out because of gravity and surface tension alone. These contact forces combine to ensure that the sheet of glass produced is uniform with both sides smooth. Because the glass has different densities and the tin is non-reactive, it will not stick. This interaction is gentle yet precise and creates a seamless, continuous ribbon of glass. It is a carefully controlled environment within the float bath. The atmosphere comprises mainly nitrogen and hydrogen, which prevents the tin from oxidizing. Any fluctuation in the temperature of the composition may affect the quality of the glass. As such, conditions within the float bath are monitored closely and adjusted little by little to ensure that the right temperatures prevail. The value of this stage lies in the wedlock between physics and chemistry, which transforms molten raw materials into something as exquisite as a perfect sheet of glass. The float bath, as a glass manufacturing process, pioneered high-quality flat glass for innumerable uses. Further processing along subsequent working stages takes place as the glass ribbon emerges from the float bath, gradually cooling down and solidifying. Step 4. Annealing. As soon as the glass has formed a flat sheet on the tin bath, it has to be cooled down slowly to gain strength and durability. Such cooling is an operation realized within a special oven called an annealing layer. One can imagine it as quite a long tunnel with well-controlled temperature conditions, gradually cooling the glass. At the intake end of an annealing layer, the glass will still be very hot, near about 600 degrees Celsius. As it travels along the tunnel, the temperature slowly reduces. This is a very gradual cooling process necessary for the release of any internal stresses locked up within the glass. If it cools too quickly, the glass will be very brittle and might crack or shatter easily. The glass moves on rollers going at a constant speed to provide equal cooling within the annealing layer. This is highly regulated so that sharp changes in temperature under no circumstance would occur, which could create weak spots on the glass. By the time it reaches the end of the layer, it will have reached room temperature. It is now much stronger and ready for further handling. This careful cooling is annealing, which makes the glass tough and resistant to various stresses without breaking. Annealing can be considered to be the slow, relaxing cool down of the glass after its harsh heat treatment. It ensures the glass is ready for further processing steps without any residual weakness. This results in an end product that is sure and capable of being used, from windows to tabletops and everything in between. Step 5. Cutting and inspection. The glass, now cooled down in the annealing layer, is ready for cutting. It now forms a continuous ribbon that travels on a conveyor belt to the cutting area. At this stage, automated cutting machines use precision tools to cut the glass into required sizes. This ensures that each glass is of the proper size for intended use, whether windows or mirrors, among others. After the cutting process, the glass is then subjected to a thorough quality check. This process is quite vital to the operation to ensure that the glass meets all standards set. The inspectors check the glass for any imperfection, for example, bubbles, scratches, and uneven thickness. Advanced machinery combined with trained personnel helps indicate any imperfections. If they do find flawed sections, those parts are removed to ensure that only high-quality glass moves on to the next stage. Step 6. Finishing. After passing the inspection, further finishing processes may be done with the glass sheets, depending on what they would be used for. A common finishing process is edge finishing, which makes the edges of the glass smooth and polished. This will make the glass much safer to use, and it will enhance the appearance. Another finishing step could be to coat the glass. Coatings can enhance special features of the glass, like decreasing glare, reflecting heat, or making the glass energy efficient. For instance, window glass would be coated with a material to help keep homes cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Sometimes, however, the glass is laminated, which means including a safety layer that makes the glass stronger and safer. The laminated glass is used in vehicle windows and also buildings. When the glass breaks, it holds together instead of fragmenting into dangerous shards. Step 7. Packaging and distribution. After the sheets of glass are cut and inspected, they go to the stage of packaging. Each sheet is treated carefully to avoid scratching, chipping, and any other kind of damage. A lot of companies and manufacturers put special materials like foam or paper between each sheet to protect the glass. After that, the glass will be stacked in a crate or on a pallet, which is bound into place to prevent any movement during transportation. The glass sheets are loaded onto trucks or containers after they are packaged. It has to be delivered and moved safely to avoid breakage. Drivers are charged with the cargo and advised to handle it with care and not take rough roads whenever possible. The glass is then taken to different destinations, such as construction sites, stores, and factories, for use in making windows, doors, mirrors, and other numerous products. In this whole process, every care has to be taken that it reaches in perfect condition. So, did you find the making of float glass as amazing as we do? Tell us your favorite part in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos.